All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader, Forex trader, here to help you understand the market from an Elliott Wave perspective. What's going on, guys? It's Sunday Night Charts. Hope you guys are well. Good to see you. We're going to jump into the analysis today. What's up, Mr. Fairhill? Good to see you. And Dan, my eyes are so bad right now. I'll be glad to look at link for you. Be glad to. What's up, Tommy? How's Mr. Elon these days? Hope he's well. Tommy works down at SpaceX, guys. Hope you're doing good. Good evening. How's everybody doing? You guys ready for Sunday Night Charts? Hope you are. Sorry I missed last week, guys. I had some family stuff going on and needed to attend to it. So we're back and we're bad. All right, can you hear me okay? Audio, video looking good to you? Let me know. I think I got the what do you call it? The VPN is off and got the mic hooked up here. Hope you can hear me in your right ear and your left ear. Let me know if you're listening with ear pods on, if you hear both volume and right and left this time, because last time we had a problem with right and left. So, yeah. All right. Getting a pump today. We're setting up for a small time frame correction, probably a 1 hour correction, something like that. We're setting up for something like that, I imagine. But it is going into Monday. It is Monday's trap day. Sunday night into Monday is usually trap day. Yeah, I think we're bullish right now. The chart is bullish. I've been saying it for the last several, weeks to a month now that guys, you can't ignore the bullishness of the chart. We did prepare ourselves for bearish outlooks, but those bearish outlooks did not play. I didn't get any feedback on the audio video. Would you let me know real quick? Make sure you can hear me and see me. Looks good on my end. I got excellent everything. I got my audio coming through. It looks all right to me. Just let me know. Because the chat doesn't look like it's moving. Audio's good. Okay, thanks, Steven. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Working fine. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. Well, guys, without any further ado, let me just jump into the analysis. I'll give it to you as fast as I can and warn you about potential wave structures to come. Sound good's on the big TV. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I got a new mic, guys. I'm working out the kinks with it. Hopefully you like the sound of it better than my old mic. Yeah, because I think my old mic wasn't that great. It was better than what I started with. I used to use a headset, but now I think that one was better, but this one's even better. So, all right. Let's jump into the analysis. Don't forget, I'm not here to give you financial advice. Never intend to do that. Just going to show you the way I look at the market from an Elliott Wave perspective, from a perspective of a trader who does not hodl crypto in any way. I do not have any horses in the race or dogs in the race, as they say. All I have is a trader's mentality. I'm in and out of the market very quickly. I do not have a hodl stack, so I don't care which way the market goes. I don't. It could go up or down. I could care less. So I don't have emotional attachment to these charts. I'm just going to give you my unbiased opinion from the way it looks to me. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, Chemo. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate you, as always. Okay, so with that said, let's look at the charts and let's jump in. Let's start on the daily and just kind of look at this chart. Guys, I've been saying for a while now that just looking at the chart, just looking at it, this structure right here looks corrective, and it looks like we need to go up and do that. And I've been drawing that for the last several weeks. And here we are. Here we're going. We're in the middle of going. What's interesting is, guys, I'll be honest with you. Just look at the size of this wave and compare it to that right there. You thought this was a pump? Well, this particular wave right here, even though it's been slow and choppy, it's been steady pumping. Okay, and it's pretty It's about the same size as that wave there. So the fact of the matter is, this was a run up to our all-time high that lasted for a while. Of course, I guess it hit the high here, and then we had a nice correction there. So anyway, I guess the point is that comparatively, that wave, I think this one's going to be much bigger. Okay, and I've been saying the past for a while now. I think this needs to be an extended wave. Okay, an extended. And I talked about that, and I've been saying for a while now that 145 is likely on the table. Okay, it's a potential. It really is. We're not out of the woods yet. We're not definitely pumping yet. Okay, 100% to, but it's really, we're on the way. I think we're on the way, and I think the markets are steady pushing. Okay, but we'll talk about this wave structure now. But I guess what I'm saying here, just looking at the chart, guys, just looking at it without studying wave structure, that's what I would draw. Okay, that's the kind of wave I would draw here. Now, that kind of wave is gonna have corrections. It's gonna go up, right? But there'll be corrections along the way. But it's going to be fast and furious. Okay, it's probably going to pump between now and the first of next year. Okay, so I would imagine, or we get some corrections, that kind of hold us for a while, a couple of weeks, whatever. But anyway, all right. So let's look at the wave structure. Basically, the way I'm looking at this wave is that's a 1, 2, that's a 3, that's a 4. Looking for 5, and I think the 5th. Based on what's happening in this wave right here, okay, and this wave right here, there. In both of those, the algorithm has been setting up for extended 5th waves. Okay, so again, I've got a target up here for 145K. That's my target zone, 140 to 145. Okay. Now, so if you want to ask me where do you think Bitcoin's going, I think 140 to 145 is a pretty good guess. The reason I've shared the reasoning before, I'll share it again now. Let's just talk about the wave structure reasoning here. Okay. I just caught that bearish divergence in the like buttons. That's hilarious, man. All right, the reason I think we're primed for an extended 5th wave is because in the first wave and in the third wave, you have extended 5ths, okay? Right here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 right there. And that 5th, though not super extended, it's the bigger wave. Oh, it's one of the larger waves, okay? If we measure... let's just measure the wave 3 and compare it to wave 5 right there. You'll notice that the 5th wave here in the initial move to the upside, before we got this 3-wave correction, that 5th wave is longer than the 3rd wave. It actually is 25% larger. Okay, so that's saying. That's saying the 5th wave was a bigger. Now, the rule in Elliott is the 3rd wave cannot be the smallest. Okay, so 3rd wave is often the biggest, but cannot be the smallest. So here, the 3rd wave was not the biggest, but it's definitely not the smallest. But the 5th wave was the longer wave. Okay. Now, look at the 3rd wave, and what do you have? You've got waves 1. Let's just measure wave 3 again. Okay, there's the end of wave 3 right here. All right, and then into wave 4, and you'll see that just comparatively, the 3rd wave compared to the 5th wave in the 3rd, okay, is a 1618. It's 61% bigger in that wave. Okay, so if we just compare the 3rd wave of the entire move, okay, which right there to there, project not 127 and not 1618. Okay, let's target maybe the 2618. That puts us up to 179 potentially. If it, now that's probably pretty big though. But you'll notice that the 1618 comes right here to about 130. Okay. If we get an overthrow of that takes us into the 140 to 145 region, which I'm talking about. In other words, an extended fifth wave here would match the algorithm of this entire wave where we get extended fifths. Okay. So that's one line of argumentation. Okay. Now, or at least thoughts to consider as we think about the future where Bitcoin might be going, studying wave structure. Secondly, if we draw some trend lines, just drawing some trend lines here. Okay. We start with the peak, this peak to this peak there. Okay. Bottom peaks here. There we go. Right, there you go. You've got a target here. I mean, if this went straight up, you got a target here easy of 130. Okay, 120. Sorry, that's easily 120. Okay, but if it comes up, plays around for a little bit. Let me see if I can draw it better. Plays around for a little bit, goes up, plays around, goes up. Okay, that's how this stays close to the trend line and gets up here, overthrowing the trend line a little bit. So that would be an overthrow of the trend line. If I draw it a little bit more better here, right there. There you go. So again, trend line supports that 130 to 145 range as well. Okay, third line of argumentation. Just looking at wave structure, like where could we be going? Okay. If we get an extended fifth, okay. Another way of projecting it. Let's go back and look at the initial waves first. Let's go back and look at the other fifths that I already just showed you. Okay, first off, let's look at wave number 1 here. This is off the bottom, 15K bottom. Okay. Let's just measure the extension from wave 1 to 3. Okay, and then we're going to pull it back. And then what you'll notice from wave 1 to wave 3 is we had the fifth came up to a 1-to-1 extension between the 1-to-1 and the 127 extension of wave 1 to 3. So that's the extension. Now, if I zoom out just a little bit and we say, okay, let's look at the third wave because it had an extended fifth as well, right? Let's measure wave 1 to 3. Boom, boom, boom. And the fifth wave came to the 1618. Now, this is slightly different than what I just went over, okay? So now we're going to measure the extension from the bottom of the last move to the top of wave 3, into extending it from wave 4. The 1-to-1 is at 112. The 1618 extension is at 140, 148 roughly. Okay? Okay. So, my point is that I think there's a good chance that 130 to 145 range, from all the extensions that I can see from the trend lines and everything else, I think we're looking good. We're looking good for that area. Okay? So, now, are we going straight there? Yeah, I don't know that answer. I don't have that answer. I'm not here to tell you when and how. Okay? I just study wave structure and give you possible understandings. But what I do know about waves is that they generally don't go straight up forever. Okay. In fact, we've had a weekly, this last week, this pump right here, that's been a pretty strong candle. And when you have strong candle breakouts like that, okay, and that is a breakout candle, the next candle, generally speaking, is a candle that will retest. It will retest a lot of that, generally speaking, very often. In other words, we'll get some kind of pullback that will retest either the breakout, doesn't have to, but very often it does. It'll retest the breakout, or it'll retest half of that engulfing candle. So this was kind of a bullish engulfing candle. I think it's likely that we retest the breakout. And if you'll notice that the breakout, if I draw a line right where the breakout is, you'll notice that the breakout point from the tip of this candle here is right at the 50% point of the body of the candle, of the weekly candle. So I think it's likely that we get some kind of a retracement and a pullback that says, hey, I need to come back. I need to do. Now, that could take some time, okay? It could retrace in a week. We could get some kind of a doji candle here where we just play around because this next week, because everybody sees the pump, right? And so liquidity has to be... They can't make it easy on you. So they're going to have to give you some kind of candles that offer some uncertainty in the direction. Right now, all we've done for the last week is up, 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 up. So trading is real simple. On a pullback, you just take the long and it goes. You take the long and it goes. And it was a lot of fun to trade this week. Okay, as long as you were going long. If you're trying to short this market, yeah, you are not having a good week at all. But if you're trading this market and you're taking a long on pullbacks, you just won trade after trade, just constantly. Okay, so it was a fantastic week for trading. That said, they can't make it so simple for you that you just keep taking it up and up. So they've got to have retracement to keep you confused. If you'll notice, for instance, the last candle that we had with this much price movement, you see that candle? Let's compare it to that one right there. You see that candle right there? Well, what was the next candle? The next candle, you notice that it wicked down to not quite the 50% mark. Okay, but certainly it wicked down and retested some of that movement. In other words, say, hey, we had some volatility here, and then it shot up quickly within that week's time. This is the weekly chart. Okay, but and then that's when we hemmed and played around forever and retraced even more. And notice where we came. We came back to the breakout right there. So this breakout, this level here. This was the last level. We broke out and continued up, and we came and retested that breakout level and then shot back up. That retesting of the breakout often happens. Okay. Now, does it have to happen? No, it doesn't. There are times when it just goes and the retest doesn't happen right away. But I suspect that's something that we could look for is a retest of the breakout on a smaller time frame. Okay. Revisit a price, because all we've been doing, okay, where's the break? Let's just draw the breakout here. All we've been doing since the breakout is going up. There has been no real retest. Okay, so my guess, if I were to draw some wave structure here, say, okay, this is what I would guess. Number one, this wave looks complete. That looks like an impulse wave. It looks relatively complete. Okay, the way I look at that wave, okay, is the way I'd count that wave is very simply, you got a 1 and a 2 right there, easy money. Okay, then you've got a 3, you've got a sideways 4, and that looks like a 5. Either that's the count, or this is the top of 3, and we're about to get a deeper 4, and then a 5. But that looks finished. What I would expect then is some kind of steep pullback like that. That's the wave structure I would expect. Okay. Followed by some choppiness up in 3 waves. Boom, 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 to take the top. And then I hit to the breakout zone real fast. And then I go. And then another movement. And that's often the way price reacts. For instance, if we go right, see that, in fact, here is a perfect example of that very thing. Okay? Let's zoom out just a little. Now here we find it interesting. I find it interesting that we created a level, and that level was never retested, never even touched. So there's an example of, hey, it doesn't have to retest a breakout. Doesn't have, just this thing just kept going and pumping. But it was a significant pullback here, no doubt. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of, little move, boom, boom. I hit to that, and then a really big candle to follow it. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that, where there's some kind of a shakeout, stop hunt, if you will. Okay, that respects that trend line potentially. Of course, I didn't draw it very well. Something like that. We could get some kind of a correction here that kind of looks low. We go hit the high and then boom, and then go. And that's when I would expect a big move. So that's, as I think about Bitcoin's movement, there's no need to necessarily FOMO in right now, because you're going to have to sit through some drawdown more than likely. Because I just, at minimum, you're going to get some kind of a small pullback here. Okay. There'll be a day where it hits the high and then boom, it's going to come hit the low, back test that breakout, and then it's going to shoot up. More than likely, that's the way price is going to move for you. And then when it does, when this thing goes, okay, it's going to go and go hard. Now, it may be, just looking at this particular wave, let me show you what I'm seeing here. Let me try to build this wave here, because we're looking for 5 waves. So as Elliott traders, we're looking for 5s, right? So we try to say, okay, we got a 1. If we start counting waves here, we got a 1 and a 2 right there. So that's the large 1, 2. That means this right here is wave 3. This is wave 3. All right. So that doesn't mean this is a finished wave 3. This is actually, it doesn't look finished at all. It doesn't have in any way, shape, or form the look of a finished wave. It looks like a 1, 2 right here. So this looks like a 1, 2. Now this looks like a 1, 2 of wave 3. And you say, okay, does that look like a finished wave 3 of the third? No, it doesn't. Okay, because this right here looks like a 1, 2. And you'll notice that the 1, 2s are getting smaller. That means the volatility to the upside is getting bigger. That means if you get another 1 and a little 2, this thing's about to shoot up. So I'm kind of looking for a little bit of a correction right here. I would love to see it get close to or back test the breakout. Doesn't have to make it all the way down. In fact, it could just be a very small, something like that. And then I'm looking for that. Okay. Or we get a shakeout, bigger wave, and then it goes. Okay. But this looks like a nest of 1, 2s to me. I know somebody was asking me, does this look like a diagonal? No, not to me. I don't think it looks like a diagonal at all. There's a possibility. It's a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a throw over. Okay. I don't think so though. I don't think so. When are we getting 60K? I don't know that 60K is coming for a while. If this is a wave 5. Okay. Um, Camel tea bag, three ways diagonal. Oh, you're talking about diagonal. Yeah, it doesn't look diagonalish to me. I mean, it kind of started to look like a diagonal. Okay, kind of like you were kind of looking at like right here as a potential diag, but once it broke out of this, it really lost the diag. Um, Miniature Wave 2, not a fan of that either, brother. Not to be contrary, I'm not trying to be contrary to anybody. Not a fan of just calling that a little miniature wave 2. Usually, when you get a diagonal with a small wave 2, that wave 2 will come down to a 382 retrace of the whole diag. And I just don't see any clear, I don't see any clear, um, wave 2 in here personally. Um, so yeah, so for me, I don't see a diag here. So I'm not thinking this right here. And then this being a wave 2 or something. Yeah. So what I've learned about the way you have to apply Elliott is that initial waves often look choppy and they don't look like impulses. A lot of times they often start very three wave-ish. But if you break this down right here, so the way I count the way I'm counting this right here as wave 1, and this is a flat wave 2. That's the way I count that. And for me, this is what I call and teach all my people back. This is a candy cane with a spike. Okay, that's a candy cane with a spike. Um, so yeah, candy cane with a spike is an impulsive shape to me. Okay, so with that said, I'm very bullish. This is very bullish structure. I personally, if I were looking to hodl something, I'm not looking to FOMO right now. Uh, though it's if you're not trading spot, if you're not trading leverage, you know you can buy in this range if you want with a good likelihood as long as you hold it long enough of it going up. But you got to remember that you know the market has to be hard. It's not going to be simple. So I personally don't see this wave structure as anywhere near done. Okay. I'm looking for pullbacks. Let's just go back and let's look at how Bitcoin likes to move. Okay. Okay. Just look at this wave when it wants to pump. Okay. It it'll often, where you think there's going to be a bit of a correction, it gives you running corrections. In other words, the pullbacks are running. A running correction is basically when prices spiked, it will come down an initial amount, something like that. And then the next wave, it'll go up three waves, but that three wave will go up higher. It'll be a corrective wave, and then all of a sudden you'll get that right there, and that is a correction right there, ABC. But it never makes a lower low in the C wave. It's a running correction, and then it gives you a running correction and goes right. So when Bitcoin likes to pump, gives you lots of running corrections, and it keeps going, and then all of a sudden it'll give you that big move down, take out everybody, and then it goes, and then it goes again. So the best thing to do is to wait for those takeouts. Okay, that's the best way to trade. You got to be patient, but you wait for those takeouts. So if you're trading small time frame, for instance, okay, you're trading small time frame, let's go to the 15-minute, like today, for instance. You know, a 15-minute, this thing gave us, you know, this kind of three-wave up, took the top, okay? And then boom, once you saw that run, that correction run, the moment you got that engulfing candle that broke that structure, that's your entry into this wave to ride it up for the next move, okay? So that's when you take, now keep in mind, you're probably going to get a retest, maybe not. It depends on how far that, oh, sorry guys, how far that's going to pump. You never know, right? That's why you try to get in as close to the bottom as you can on the break of structure. But I guess the point is once you got that stop hunt, that move right there, that's not reversal in this market, in this wave. This wave isn't showing any signs of being finished. This is not the kind of structure that says I'm finished, okay? This is the kind of structure that says I'm just getting started, right? I'm really just getting going. So let me just let you guys know that this thing is not done. There's probably more up to come, more than likely. Okay. All right. Let's. So anyway, Bitcoin's going. I've given you my thoughts as far as the wave structure is concerned. Everybody's itching for alts, so let me get over to the alts. Let's start with XRP. And then I'll get Link as somebody asked for, and we'll look at ADA. You guys mentioned it. We'll check Ethereum because I've been trading that. And I'm going to warn you about Ethereum. Ethereum's got me bothered slightly. The wave structure is bothering me just a little bit now, and I don't know if it's telling any kind of a story. So we'll look at Ethereum to try to keep our head about it, okay? But I really don't want to spend a ton of time looking at a bunch of crap coins personally. I mean, so make sure that anything you ask for tonight, would you just make sure that, it's got more than a year or two even of price, of price history, because I really can't help you if there's not any price history. There's really not much I can help you with. Okay. All right. So with that said, let's look at XRP. Now I'm really interested in XRP as I look at this. I can look at it a couple of ways, but what I'm seeing on the chart right now is a potential 1-2-1-2. Potentially. So first off, now what you have to understand is that XRP doesn't run with Elliott very well. Okay, it just doesn't move with Elliott. But you can, because everything looks three-wave-ish on XRP, right? So you got to kind of look at XRP for what it is and say, okay. For instance, here, right here on this move right there. You had this little three-wave move there. Or is that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, very much could be. And then a three-wave pullback, and then it just up, down, pump. Okay. Now this kind of gives us the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem is the 3 isn't big enough. It doesn't feel big enough, but it's the same kind of motion, same kind of wave motion as that right there. And then you had this move here. It just was a lot more long and protracted. I was kind of looking for it to kind of go up like that afterwards, just like this one. But price rhymes, but it's not doing the same thing. And it rarely does the same thing exactly, for sure. So, but again, I look at it and I'm like, okay, all right, this is looking interesting for sure. When I look for threes, I see this larger 3. So I'm looking at this as an initial move, and then a 3, and now I'm looking at this as a 3 pullback, and now another 1, 2, 1, 2, right there, and now I can definitely see this starting to pump. I see that as a strong possibility. Okay, that may be where we're headed. Now I can't say, and here's where I can't tell you, Can't say that we're not going to do something like this and then this, stop hunt, and then go. That may be in the cards. Something like this right here may be in the cards for us. Okay, before it heads on. It may need some time. Now, I got some thoughts about it. We know that the January 20th or whatever, inauguration day. So we know that, on day one, Gary Gensler is going to get fired. Everybody knows that. So you buy the news and you sell the event, right? So I think there's a good chance we're going to be pumping into the inauguration between now and the 20th. So talking about timing and news. So there could be a pump into that, right? And then maybe a dump of some correction during the time of the inauguration. Okay. And then afterwards, it goes again. But you'll notice, you see what I just drew right there? If I'm on the 3-day chart, you have to understand, okay? And I know everybody wants instant gratification in the crypto world, all right? But you have to understand that the market, the way it moves, it has to move in the way the banks can from a liquidity standpoint, make it. In other words, the banks and the people running this market can't make the moves obvious, and they can't make the moves easy. So you have to anticipate the stop hunts and the traps that'll be set. And so that those things take time, and they're taking their time moving price. Okay. So this Bitcoin pump that we're getting, okay, it is creating a lot of visibility, and there's renewed interest in Bitcoin, right? And so people are very very excited. But it's important that you have to discipline yourself as a trader and an investor to say, okay, you can't buy, you can't just jump in on the FOMO all the time, though you can't always wait too long either. In fact, the time on this buy on this pullback, okay, was a break of structure way back when we broke structure right here in this zone right here. We broke and pulled back and broke again to the upside. That's the time to be thinking about buying this pullback. Yes, you buy pullbacks, but it's hard to nail the bottoms. So what you do is you wait for the first wave and then the second wave, and once it breaks out of the structure of that, then that's your buy point right there. Okay, that's when you buy it. Okay, and the same for stops. Okay, so this trend line right here, if we come down and break that trend line, it's broken the structure back to the downside, and we can now look at this as some kind of a running flat. Stop hunting, go into the areas we expected it to go, okay, and then go. So that's right. What I just drew right there is what I fear. That's what I fear is coming. I think it's going to screw a bunch of people up, okay, that this is actually a corrective wave. And that's what Ethereum looks like to me as well. So I would just caution you, while I'm very bullish and I'm saying, yes, I see 145 potentially in the cards. And if I were to draw the wave, I would draw it straight up as an extended wave. It may do that, but I've got to caution you that just because we've broken this top doesn't mean it's going straight up there. In fact, that scenario right here is still on the table. Do you guys remember how long I've been telling you guys, this $38,000 to $40,000 zone is support, and that we probably need to go tag it? And we didn't make it on this move down. We did get to 48, didn't we? We got to 48, but we didn't really make it to real support where we expect to see support, which is more like the $40,000 range, the bottom, the trough of that move right there. That's usually what we expect to see. Also, if we draw this trend line there, you'll notice that that's the trend line for this big move. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a sell-off that just screws everybody that's jumping in on this breakout right now. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to say, listen, the market makers and the banks, when they want to move price, they have to move price in such a way that it keeps you guessing every time. Okay. They're not going to make it simple. So if you see this for the last week, it's just been going up and up and up and up and up. So there's a chance it could keep going up, right? But there will be stop hunts and there will be shakeouts along the way. And I don't know what shape they're going to take, but they know their books. They understand what they have to do to maintain their books solvent. Okay. But just understand that not everything goes in a straight line. Okay. And price often goes where you expect it to go, just not in the way you expect it. Because if everybody expects it, if everybody sees it, okay, then everybody's buying. And if everybody's buying, then who's selling to them? Who are the sellers? The market makers, okay? And the market makers can't afford for price to go in a straight line very long. They have to bring it down and range it because that's where they make their money. They have to grab liquidity and they have to keep their books solvent, okay? So there has to be shakeouts and massive moves that take out traders, especially if you're trading leverage. They got to take out leverage traders in particular and make a bunch of money in that way. So understand that those kind of shakeouts can come. Now, is that definite? No, it's not certain, but I've offered two ideas at least. One where you just have this massive sell-off that happens fast and furious and comes down and takes that low out, finds support, maybe even comes all the way down in some weird way here. Boom. Okay. Back down to 25K real fast, and then you see a V-shaped recovery back to the upside. That would be phenomenal. But, I mean, it would be amazing to watch and see. Now, if that's going to happen, who knows? But that's one idea, okay? That's a real bearish idea. The other one is that there's just a little move to retesting the breakout, and then we get a massive candle that outshines the last week that we just had. And it just goes, okay, for 2, 3, 4 weeks. It just goes, and it doesn't stop going until it reaches 120, 130K, okay. But you're gonna get a little shakeout here, retest of the low, maybe even a break of that structure, and then back in, and then a shot up. So, wouldn't be surprised to see something like that. Would not be at all surprised. All right. So with that said, XRP, I mean XRP, I'm waiting for the next boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm waiting for something like that, right? Some big move. I think $3 or $4 is certainly a potential on the table. Okay. We keep XRP likes to move, and when it moves, it likes to move in straight lines. Boom, boom. Okay. Now, are we going to get a shorter one and then another hit? Maybe. Okay. In other words, XRP may take a while. So you could get a move up, just a lower, you got a higher, you got a boom, and you get another boom, a retest, and then that's when it goes. Okay. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. There we goes. Yeah. So, W formation, right? What's a W formation? We on this channel, we don't talk in that language, M's and W's, though that's fine. You can, but because I'm an Elliott waiver, let me just show you what a W is. A W is basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So basically price has come down. It's finished its move. Okay. You get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a 3-wave pullback. And then you get a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's your W right there. That's that's a W. But that's the way we talk here in this channel, right? It's just a 1-2 off the bottom. A 1, a retest, a deep wave 2, and an M is the same thing. It could be a 4-5 or a 5 into. So an M off of a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You get 5 waves, right? Then you get an initial 5-wave move, 3-wave pullback, and then you get the next move, and there's your M top formation. Okay. So yeah, M's and W's, but really they're 3s and 5s. So we do a lot of counting. It's more precise, right? It's more precise, and there are different ways those W's can be made. For instance, you can get a W formation and a V shape. So something like you get a wave 4, 5, and then you get something like that. Then all of a sudden you got this kind of weird shaped W right there. But nevertheless, there's your W. Okay, you can get the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. 1, 2. We'll do 3, 4, 5, and then all of a sudden you're going to move down. So there's your M at the top, but all that is a 4, 5, right? And then a 1 down. You get a 3-way pullback, and it goes right. So 5s and 3s, guys. 5s and 3s. That's basically Elliott wave theory in a nutshell. If I had to, oh come on, my M is just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's your M. Boom, 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 boom. There's your M shape right there. All right. Anyway, so yeah, what I note here about trend lines here, there you go. So that little third wave that I was telling you about, 1, 2, there's 3 right there. And now we're breaking out of the structure. So XRP is breaking out of a structure. And so XRP is interesting to me. I'm very interested. And in fact, I mentioned in the Discord that I personally want to buy some XRP and hold it for a while. Now, there's talk of XRP going to $500. I have no idea how in the world XRP is going to go to $500. Could it do it? Absolutely. So what you might have here, and I don't have the whole history. Let me see if I can find a better XRP chart. What's the best XRP chart, guys? Help me find it. Binance. Okay, Binance is pretty good. Oh, that's what I had. That is XRP. Oh, okay. This is actually all the history from 2014. Okay, this is fine. This is all the history. So what you see here, what this could be, I mean, if you wanted to try to count it some way, is this is a big 1 and a 2. There's another 1, 2. This is another 1 and a 2. And now we're about to bust out. Okay. I ain't making nothing log because I don't believe in log scale, brother. You know me better than that. Y'all know me better than that. You've been around here long enough to know I hate log scale. I don't believe log scale really tells the story. So I'm really quite bullish on XRP quite a bit. If you look on the smaller time frame here, primarily because I think XRP is the banking. It's the banking. It's the banking token, right? It's the banking coin. It's the chosen one. So if you look at this, you've got an impulse wave right here. You got an impulse. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 5 waves right there. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then here's a flat. And there's a 1 and a 2. You got another impulse wave, 1. All right. And then you got another flat, 3, 3, 5 to there. There's wave 2. So what's happening? 1, 2. Okay. So I'm seeing this as a continuation move. So if that's a 1, 2, 1, 2, I mean we're pull back and go, pull back and go. So here's your log scale for XRP. There's your log scale. Oh, they're including. Did that wick take that low out? No, it did not. It may have barely. Yeah. That's trash is what that is. I see that ain't helping nothing. Now there's more wave structure analysis there, and this is to me accumulation. I think XRP is getting ready to go. I'm a little FOMO-y on XRP, to be honest with you. So all right, there's XRP. I'm seeing that as bullish. I think there's a good chance it's breaking out here. We're getting ready to bust up and out of here. So all right, let's look at Link real quick. I haven't looked at LTC in a minute, but I think it's a dead project, personally. All right, Link. Now, Link is interesting because Link looks like an advanced Ethereum. Well, I see you've got this sideways and boom right there. And my problem is this looks corrective, but what I find interesting, my hypothesis is that this is a trashy triangle right here. It's a trashy triangle, and this is a truncated fifth wave. So what that is some kind of A, B, and a C wave that finished right here. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what you have off of that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 waves. And you have a 3-wave pullback. That 3-wave pullback came deep. It came, okay. It came to the, beyond the 618, it came to the 786 retrace. Okay. So, I mean, that's bullish. Now, the problem I'm having is that this doesn't appear to be an impulse wave. It looks like a corrective wave. That's the issue. Now, it may be bullish. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. But looking at that wave, you're like, what in the crap is that? Okay. What is that? This resembles 3 waves. However, that could be a candy cane spike. That could be an impulse wave with an extended 5th wave. Basically, this is a wave 4, and your 1, 2, 3, your 1, 2, and 3 is in there somewhere in that crap. Okay. This looks very three-wave-ish right there, WXY. So I'm looking at this as an A, B, and a C. That's it. The problem with that wave, looking at that as a wave like that, which that makes sense as a flat, right? That makes sense oh, as a 3, 3, and a 5. The problem you're having now is that this right here took that low. So you can't say that this is like a wave 1 and a wave 2. You can't do that because this low took that out. So that's not so then your next guess is, okay, then that looks much like a flat. Looks very much like a flat. And if that's the case, then what you have is a big flat rocking right now, where you have or it's a WXY. No, yeah, that's it. You have a WXY because you've got a 3-wave move here. You've got a 3-wave move in the middle and a 3-wave move like that. That may not be finished. It may have a little bit more to go. But you call that's going to be a WXY correction. All right. So what's that doing? What's that correction doing? Well, it's correcting a 3-wave move down. It's giving us maybe potentially an X wave or an A wave of a larger 3-wave. In other words, we could be in for some kind of something like this. And all of a sudden you've got a WXY. So that means this wave right here, what I've drawn here would be the X wave of a larger correction. Yeah, yes, Seth, I drew that just a minute ago. Just, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes ago. Yep, absolutely. So if that's the case, we get this, boom. That's setting up for the real pump. Yes, that's an impulse wave. That's a wave 1, but this is a long and drawn out wave 2. Okay, that doesn't take that low out. It just takes a long and drawn. And in the middle of 2025, that's when we start pumping. We start going, but maybe not even then. Maybe if we get on the 2-day here, maybe it only starts and it takes into 2028 to 2030, right, before it really starts rocking. So in other words, we might be in for several years of accumulation yet. So that's what the wave structure analysis looks like for me when I look at Link. So when I look at Link and I look at this wave right here and I study those wave structures, it looks corrective. It does not look impulsive. It looks corrective. So the bullish way to look at that, if you're going to try to come up with a bullish way to look at it, is you've got a wave 1, 2. And you're going to have to call that a wave 1 and that 2. And now we're starting wave 3. But that doesn't look like an impulse wave. It looks more 3-wave-ish than it does like an impulse. But again, I could say, yeah, it's just an extended fifth, no big deal, fine. But that looks like 3-wave. That looks almost certainly a WXY. So that's hard to call an impulse. So it's hard to call that a 1. And that's an awful big 2. It's bigger and more drawn out than the proposed wave 2 of the first wave of the larger scale. So that to me, to me, that's an invalid way to look at that. I don't see that as a 1 2 1 2. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Link again looks like a WXY. WXY. But this Y, even though it may have a little bit more to go, does not look like it's come deep enough of a retrace of this initial move down. I think $15 is a pretty good target. The 50% retrace is a pretty good target. So we get a little bit of a boom, boom, and then we get a rejection back down. That's what I would guess. Now that rejection could go fast, but probably it needs to be 3 waves followed by 3 waves. That gets us up to the 618 retrace of that wave right there. 786 retrace. Boom, boom, boom. WXY. Then we're ready for the third wave down. So that means time. It's going to take time. We're not going to just go straight up forever. Guys, you got to stop FOMOing. The market just doesn't move like that. There's going to be time in the market. So what's going to precipitate a time of correction here? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Bitcoin's chart is going to look like in a time of correction like that. Except that what Bitcoin might do here is pull back and slowly kind of pull back, give a pump, and the Bitcoin dominance chart actually goes down. In other words, the Bitcoin pumps while the altcoins correct. So it's possible we could be getting a Bitcoin pump in such a way that the altcoins don't pump with it quite as much. The altcoins correct instead. All right, so I'm not sure how they're going to correlate. But looking at Link, that's my bias right there, corrective. Now, let's look at Ethereum because that's also my bias looking at Ethereum. It's the same problem. This right here doesn't give me a sense of impulse. Yes, right now we're getting an impulse wave. But this is, for me, is much more trappy than it is real. So that's my concern here. Because while I look at this, let's go to the daily. Let's go to the 2-day for a moment. I look at this and I'm thinking, do you see that 3-wave move right there? I don't think we came down deep enough. I think there needs to be another move down. We got that move. We're getting some kind of a B wave or X wave. And then we go down again. Whether we go down fast and hard, take that low out, and then go up, then all of a sudden you've got this big old correction here. Boom. And then we pump. Okay? Or this is ready to pump indeed, and you just get small pullbacks. I mean, that's the bullish look, right? But the problem is this wave structure right here does not smack. It doesn't smack of impulse. It smacks of corrective. This is corrective looking. It doesn't look like a 1 2 1 2 1 2. It doesn't, because look at this wave right here. That looks like 3 waves right there. Okay, that doesn't look like 5. That's not impulse. That looks like 3. right? But I could more readily call that 5 than 3 because it has the hook with a spike look for in the right proportionality. Okay. But this looks corrective. This almost looks like an ABC with a triangle as the B wave. Okay, look at this. Boom, boom, and your B wave is A, B, C, D, E. The E was a little bit out of the trend lines, but nevertheless, you got a decent triangle there. So you got A, your B wave's a triangle, and now you're getting C. Which generally means once C is finished, this is your X wave more than likely. So you got your A or W. There's your X wave. Now you're looking for Y. I'm on Coinbase, and this hasn't had a volume spike yet. There's a lot of volume in this wave for sure. It's concentrated, but it's really not out of the ordinary for Ethereum's volume profile. In fact, the heavy volume right here was on that sell off and buy. This candle right here, there is real heavy volume. I mean, it was a very big volume spike there. So, that looks corrective to me, and I'm struggling. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be bearish. Just showing you what I see. So there's two cryptos that are showing the next move. I'm not tomorrow, but the next major move is going to be down. Guys, this wave right here is not finished. I can tell you that. Now, does that mean it's going to go straight up from where it is? Not necessarily. You need some kind of correction for the next couple of weeks, I would imagine. I would imagine the next week or two, you'll see a corrective, some kind of corrective structure. It could be a running corrective structure, but some kind of corrective structure. It might be trending to the upside. Like I said, it might be a running structure, but I would expect some kind of correction in here. Stop onto the low, spike the high, and then finish, and then be done. That's when you'll have a finished look. But right now, we don't have a finished look to that wave. So anyway, let me drink something here real quick. Cold. So there's two charts. Are you guys understanding where I'm coming from? Okay. Cho, is that it? CHO? It says you got an at symbol. Is that what you want me to look at? I don't know how to. On MEXC. All right. Let's start with a weekly chart. Yeah, there's nothing there. Daily. Let's mark the 0 line. There's zero. The last low was there. You had a breakout. I mean, I don't know anything about this one, but I mean, you got you got a 1-2, man. It's definitely a buy zone. Jason, so I what you have to understand is I'm looking at BTC and ETH independently of each other, and my best take on BTC, I've got two big ideas that I've already presented. One very bullish pump to 145, to 130, 145, and a bearish hit to 40 or even 20K relatively swiftly from the 80 to 85K range. So we pump to that range, and then it dumps relatively swiftly, taking out a bunch of people. So I've got two ideas, right? The ETH chart seems to be pointing to the second idea, potentially. Now, I'm not here to say that's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying, and the link chart seems to be pointing correctively as well. But I don't know. I don't know. All I'm doing is wave structure analysis and trying to put the pieces together. This chart looks like if Bitcoin pooped its pants, that this particular chart would die. This coin would go to zero. So, you know, I and a lot of alts would go to zero if Bitcoin. So the question is, before a crypto dollar, before an economy that uses digital currency as the primary currency can arise, I think the crypto market needs to be culled out just a little bit. And a crypto winter may be in the making, may need to show up. I don't know. And there may be other chart ideas that I haven't considered or thought about, as from wave structure. Bitcoin has a way to keep you guessing, right? But nevertheless, at the end of the day, it goes where you expect it to go, just not in the way you expect it. So anyway, just looking at this chart, brother, I mean, it looks like it needs to break out, right? It looks like it needs to pump and to break out. So, you're obviously looking for a buy on this chart. But you got to understand that, every chart can go to zero as well. Okay. Chemo, are you still around, buddy? Let me know. Dude, that was only like a 20-second delay. That's awesome. Can you give me a list of, if you could, of the requests? That would bless my soul, man. Let's see. I do want to look at Tesla. I saw somebody just asked about Tesla. Am I still bearish on Tesla? So I if you listen carefully to my analysis on Tesla, I was I said where I how did I say it? We're in a corrective. This right here is a corrective wave. All right. This right here is a corrective wave. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. This looks very much like a WXY. So yeah, I'm bearish. I mean, I look at that and I'm like, guys, I mean, all I have to tell you is that is a corrective wave. Okay. When I pull the retrace on this, we've hit the 618 retrace, but more than likely we're targeting the 786 or the 90% retrace zone. But that's looking pretty. I mean, it's looking very done-ish. It's not finished, but there's a little bit left in the tank here. If that's the case, we are expecting a move like this. Okay? That's what you're expecting. That's what you're looking for right there. Now, what I just drew is 4 years worth of price action. 3 to 4 years. 3 years. 25, 26, and 27. That's Tesla for you. I'm that's just what the wave structure looks like to me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be bearish here, but can that go up? Yeah, I mean, market can do whatever it wants to do. Market doesn't follow Elliott rules. Okay, but the Elliott rules tend to best represent what the market does, and this structure that I'm seeing, if I've looked at it right, is a WXY, and we need a third wave down. It's a multi-year correction of Tesla's big move to the upside. They're going to retest the all-time highs, get the FOMOers to buy while the big boys sell back into them, and a major move to the downside. Okay, they'll go retest the lows, and then between now and the next 3 or 4 years, the market can start pumping again. I mean, that is a beautiful, guys. Y'all know what? How many of you are listening and you have no idea what a WXY is? I'm just curious. And how many of you would say, "Oh man, Jim, I know exactly what a WXY is," and you're right. That looks totally like a WXY. Let's hear from you. I do want to look at some meme coins. So post your meme coins. I guess we got to look at Sheeb, don't we? Okay, leading diagonals generally lead, right? But to say that this is like the beginning of a really big diag, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you get a three-wave pullback and it goes. Yeah, probably not. You generally don't get leading diagonals that size in the middle of a wave. They usually begin the wave, right? And so you say, well, Jim, this is the beginning of, yeah, probably not. Probably not. But that's a good way to think, at least think about it, but probably not in this location of the wave. They tend to be in leading positions. And when this size is not in the leading position, it wouldn't be the wave one of a third wave. The only way that this is bullish, to restructure it bullishly, is you'd have to say that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, an extended fifth. 3 waves, boom, boom, boom. See the flat right here in the middle? There's a flat. ABC. Okay. And so now what do you got? And this is where it becomes problematic. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's your pullback. 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Pullback. Yeah, that's the only way it's bullish. Is you got this as a really weird, really crappy 1, 2. Yeah, Cubs, no worries. That's the point of a leading diag. It leads, but when you talk about the size of what you're talking about, you'd expect to see that in the beginning of the wave of the wave down here. But now it could be an ending diag, right? And one that big could be an ender, right? But the problem is, it would have to be in a wave 5 position, and this is just too deep to call that a wave 4. Of a 1, 2 here, unless you say this is 1, that's 2, this is 3, 4, and now you get an ending diag. Okay, you get some kind of ender like that, and that's 5 waves. So that would, so there you go. There, I suppose that's on the table. So you'd have to say the 1, 2 then is down somewhere here. There's your 1, 2 in this crap. And then this is just wave 3. That's a really deep wave 4. And now we're getting some kind of ending diag wave 5 with a throw over. Going to get a pullback. Boom. And then it's done. And there's your 5 waves. And then we have a bear market for a long time. So, no leading diag, but maybe an ender. And that would make sense because that size of wave would be expected in that position. But you'd have to find some kind of 1, 2 down here. And it may be down there. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody responded. Nobody knows what a WXY is, and nobody knows what a WXY is. Come on. Get with the program. Okay, there's Tesla. Autism? What? What? I don't know what the autism thing means. Let's look at Solana. Let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, so what you'll hear me talking about a candy cane with a spike. Candy cane, spike. And that's the right proportionality. So there's your impulse up to the wave 3. This is your wave 4. There's your wave 5. Finished. You got a W, X, Y, double correction. Now what's happening here? Impulse. 3-wave pullback. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me one more pump. 5. Take that high, dump it. A, 3, B, 3, C, 5. Boom. Impulse, wave 1, correction, wave 2. That's a third chart that potentially says, hey, we need to dump. We need to pump here, take out the high, and then dump hard. Stop on everybody, and then we'll start going. That was a log scale. Let me look at it from a different perspective now. Okay, I was right about the 3-wave move. 3, boom, done. 3. This may be the ending of that 3. A, B, C, and then 5. Or this is 1, 2. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. And then we go. So we get a stop hunt first. Come down, retest 618. And then go. There's another chart that's showing that move down. Guys, how many of you, what do you think, Seth? I mean, I keep looking at altcoins, and all the altcoin charts seem to point to this stop hunt to the low. They're all saying the same thing. Let's look at Jasmine. You see, Jasmine doesn't look done. One, two, three, four, 5, done, right? You say there's your 3-wave pullback. No, it doesn't look done. This thing needs to boom, boom, boom. Oops, sorry, that was poorly drawn. Boom, boom. Then needs to pump more, needs to pump some more, okay? So the B wave's not done. So there's more pumping. It's not finished. But then, yeah, let's get another hit to the low. then let's go. That's the way Jasmine looks. Uh, Astro, I guess that's how you say your name. I you're in the middle of a live stream. You've caught me at wave. I'm doing wave structure analysis on altcoins, and I'm just telling you my unbiased opinion from a guy who doesn't hodl. I don't. I only trade. I don't care whether it goes up or down. And while Bitcoin seems to the chart, I would be more inclined to see it go upwards towards 100K or higher. These altcoin charts that we're looking at, yes, I see some pump room for pumping for sure. So more up, more up. So I think the charts are calling for more up. I think Bitcoin's going up, whatever. But they all are pointing to a stop hunt to the low that's coming in the future, possibly sometime in 2025. Based on what I'm seeing here on the altcoins. Yeah. So I'm not here pushing FUD. I'm just saying, hey, camel tea bag. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Who guys? Who knows what's on the horizon? Y'all know that as the crypto teacher always says on his channel, everything's all planned out. I mean, guys, y'all have seen the 1988 Economist, right? Y'all have seen that. I've shown it here on my channel. In 1988, they were calling for a world currency, a new currency to rise out of a burning and the ashes of a burning and dead fiat currency. So we know that this has been a plan. Just how long and how are they going to implement it and bring it about? That's another. It said 2018, right? They're a little slow on the draw, guys. It's taking them longer to make things happen. So, you know. So yeah, Bitcoin could pump maybe to 145K, like I'm talking about, and the altcoins, I don't think they're ready to go. I think there is, um, I think there's a winter coming. I think as Bitcoin corrects from the 145 range, I think all the other altcoins some are gonna die, and some are going to just correct and get ready for that big explosion sometime at the end of the decade. That seems to be what I guess I'm surmising here. 2027, 2028 time frame is probably when we can expect to see the rest of the crypto world, whatever coins are going to pump, they're going to probably pump then. So let's take a peek at ADA quick. ADA. All right, there we go. All right, so I look at ADA and I'm thinking, okay, I see it's been pumping, obviously. It just... I mean, guys, I look at this and I'm thinking, okay, the only way you can look at that bullish is that this is an impulse 1 with an extended 5th wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that looks very much like 3 waves. Boom, boom, 2. Now, the problem here is that the larger count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 1, sure. So is this wave 2 here done, or is this a flat and we get another one down? I drew that too low, sorry. But basically we get another hit to the low, WXY. And then once that retests the low, then we're ready to go. Or, as Camel says, is this an A wave? Is that B? And now we're in the middle of a big C to the upside. That'll be followed by death to ADA. So probably not ABC. But that's a beautiful impulse wave. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Off of a bottom. It's a beautiful impulse. This is not a pretty 3 wave. It's not pretty at all. I would not be surprised to see that. The RSI is really oversold. Overbought, sorry. Doesn't mean it can't pull back. Can't pull back and then go for another high. Okay, like it did here. This pullback in the RSI right there was that move right there. Get a little correction, reset the RSI, get it ready to pump again. So it could totally pump out of here. We know that. My problem is I just, just being real with you guys. What's hard for me as an Elliott waver is this wave construction right here. On all the altcoins, that looks like 3 waves. That looks like 3 waves. So what's clear to me is that this is an A, B, and C on all the charts. What I don't know is what is this right here. That's what I don't know. It looks like 3. So if that's 3 and that's 3, here's 3 as well. It's a really extended C wave. Yeah, I get it. But it's setting up for a move like that. The difference between BTC if you look at that first leg you're talking about, you got a 1-2 right here. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the 4 does not overlap the 1, but the 1, 2 is right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's the only way, okay, that's the only way that those altcoins are bullish, that you got to call that first leg an impulse. And you got the flat that BTC has, just like in the problem is this doesn't look like a finished C wave. If that's an ABC, it just doesn't look finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. Let's measure some waves here. Let's compare wave 1 to a proposed 3. Okay, I mean, all right. So here's something. Let's consider this. What if we say this is 1, 2, 3 is bigger than wave 1, 4, and it does not overlap wave 1, and this is 5, and it's about finished. Holy crap, guys. There's your bullish count, or your bearish count. This is A, that's B, and that's 5 waves for C. Holy crap. That gives rise to Mr. Seth's mean count. 3 waves down, 3 waves up, dump the crap out of it. There's your bearish count. Now, this wave might not be finished. It may be done. But there you go. That would suck. That would suck bad. Would it be death to alts? I mean, maybe. It would certainly take them lower. Death to some alts. It just depends on how it goes down and rebounds. You know, they have a way. Yeah, Jonas, I can look at some stocks for you. Well, guys, I have done my best to the RSI has some on the higher time frames has some bearish divergence, but really there's plenty of room for this to go up. So I see a pump as a strong reality, as a strong possibility. So I'm not advocating for a bearish count necessarily. I'm just saying be ready for such a thing. Be ready for it because it could come. In fact, here's the way it could play out right here. Let's go on the 8 hour and I'll show you. Bitcoin could finish here, or and then dump real hard first, give a first wave, just like a retest of the breakout, and then all of a sudden it starts pumping back up 3 waves, but it just retests the high, and it takes a while. During this time of Bitcoin pumping right there, the altcoins could pop, and they could pop hard, and they could finish their moves while Bitcoin's just kind of going sideways and up. And then when the alts are finished, boom, it starts yanking to the downside, and that becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the correction we've been looking for, and then everybody freaks out, and then we're buying. I'll look at TIA right now for you, and then I'll look at a couple of stocks. Right now, Brandon, right now. Yeah, I mean, that would support altcoins popping, right? So this looks corrective. This doesn't feel, I mean, it could be impulsive, but it looks more maybe corrective for you, like a wave 4 of some of this move here. And then you get the final hit, just hitting the low, and then it goes maybe. That would be my guess. This looks kind of corrective here. Boom. Hit the low and then go. So there's TIA. Just looking at wave structure quick and the way things often move. Usually some kind of fake something, hit to the low, and then it starts rocking. ADA. Look at ADA in light of that right there. Okay. So look at ADA's bottom. It had this little correction, but what seemed to be a breakout, but it turned out to be a correction. Boom, hit the low, and then it started going. Made 5 waves. So. All right, let's look at a couple stocks here. I always love looking at stocks because it just gives me a break from the crypto. All right, let's look at SPCE. Seems like it's flat at the bottom. I don't know what this is. What is Virgin Galactic Holdings? Is that some kind of cannabis, or is it? I don't know what is that. Looks like it's about ready to pop, though. It looks like a decent buy. Space industry. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's at a buy level if they're going to be around for a while. But I imagine what you're going to get is some kind of little spike. Boom, it's going to go up, and then it's going to retest the low, or even come down and take the low out without hitting zero, and then go. So yeah, there's a pop coming. Looks like a decent buy. I'd buy at this price. Just hold it if you believe they're gonna hang around a while. That looks like a good buy. Let's look at that 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, on the 4 hour, if you get a break, if you start getting a break of that trend line right there, that's a confirmation to buy it. Let's just hit all three of those, something like that. You get a break of that. Boom, boom. You need to be buying in this range here. Okay, let's look at IonQ. Holy moly. Yeah, I don't like to see stocks do that, because this is when they do that, they do this. Okay. So I don't know if that's gonna, that just looks like it's ready to do that. So for me, that's a sell. You're close to a sell here, and looking to rebuy, maybe at a 50% retest for a pullback, something like that. And then MVIS. And that's a buy, right? But who knows how long. Yeah, I mean, but it just looks like, yeah, I mean, if that's going to be around, I mean, that's a buy. You got a 1-2. We haven't broken the low. There's a 1. There's a 2. We're getting ready to start working on the next wave. It's going to take years to get up here, but yeah, this is a buy zone. Dude, when did you get married? I didn't know you were married, dude. Dude, I had no idea. Post a picture in family brag post, man. Congratulations on the little one coming. Amen. You gotta tell people. I've lost 55 pounds, guys. 55 big ones. I'm down to 207, 206 from 262. So, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. My weight's in a bear market, yeah. Yeah. Here, y'all want to see? Y'all want to see what pull up my Facebook. I think I got my yeah, there you go, right there. That's me right there right now. That was me back in 2022. Yeah, 2022. 260 some pounds. Look at that gut, man. And it's all in my face. Look how much fat's around my face and my arms. I carried it thick everywhere. And then there's me now. I still got a little bit of of course my skin is stretched, so I'm flabbing over. But yeah, that's, you can see how much skinnier my face is. It's crazy. So yeah. And look at my phone. I got a cover on it, but man, that's a contractor's phone right there, buddy. That's mud and paint and all kinds of crap. So yeah, I'm intermittent fasting and no sugar, no sugar. So get the sugar and carbs out, guys. Anyway. Guys, I enjoyed being with you. It's 11 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. Let's call it a night. I hope y'all have a fantastic evening. Thanks for stopping in, guys. It was a fun live stream. I'm bullish with caution, right? As always. Bullish with caution. Watch out for those traps. Okay? All right. It's good to be with you. If you want to join the Discord, come on in. Take it easy, guys.